tackle. That is Kaiir Elam, the former Bills first-round pick. Trying to hope that the change of scenery in Dallas will change the trajectory of his career. But there's what you're talking about with Hurts, his ability to have time to read it and throw it.
Well, and he's done a good job getting the ball out here quickly, too, obviously scrambling. But he's such a complete quarterback. And I hit on it a little bit in the first half. But to me, quarterbacks convert third downs, that's what matters, and convert the red zone. And he has just been sensational, especially when they got into that playoff run a season ago.
With the 42, Barkley to the left. It's strung out. Barkley's going to have first down. Not tackle him like that. Saquon past midfield into Dallas territory at the 47-yard line. Gain of 11.
Sometimes you end up hitting Saquon Barkley at the end of a run, and you just assume he's on the ground, and he's not. I don't know exactly who it was. Came up, made this hit. Boom, right there. And it was Hooker, and you just think that he's going to be on the ground because I hit him that hard, and he's not.
Barkley gets a break. A.J. Dillon, the former Packer, is in the backfield. Will Shipley was not in on that last kickoff return, so it's the first carry sneagle for Dillon, who takes it inside the 40 and is right at the mark, close to a first down at the 36-yard line. Missed all of 2024, the neck injury, started his career with 4 good years in Green Bay.
Yeah, and you get Saquon out of the lineup, and you go, oh, phew, that's good. Get that big guy out of there. And then in comes another 250-pound running back that has thighs even bigger than Saquon Barkley. I mean, it's nuts. When they stand side by side in practice the other day, they look like 2 guards standing next to each other.
Second and short. We have been pushless thus far here tonight. Back to Dillon inside. He's going to be close to a first down. We'll see where they mark him. They're going to move the chains past the 36-yard line for a Philly first down, and an Eagle slow to get up is the important guy for them in Landon Dickerson. Dickerson was a question mark with a right knee injury in camp. Took part in practice most of the week, but the day he missed was because of a back injury.
Yeah, he had meniscus surgery on August 10th, so like 2 weeks later, he was back in the huddle and practicing, but you can tell he is in pain right now.
The 36 inside again with Dillon. That time they stop him. It's the safety. Donovan Wilson crashes down. Chris, we haven't had a chance to mention on the Dallas front as Barkley comes back in. Mozzie Smith, their first-round pick from 2023, inactive, a healthy scratch here tonight for Dallas.
Yeah, and if you're inactive with what they've got at defensive tackle, that's as close to being cut as you can be, right? I mean, they've got Solomon Thomas and a rookie and Jay Toya, but it's quite the statement about your former #1 pick.
I'll take it to 10, Hurts to the air. Pressure on here, and there's the first sack of the season. And Kenny Clark is involved in it along with Marshawn Nealon. So Clark, who came over in the trade for Micah Parsons, joins Nealon on the sack of Hurts back at the 44-yard line.
Marshawn Nealon's going to be the one that gets there first, and then you're going to see Clark come in and clean it up. And this Nealon has just been pushing and fighting, and every time I studied him for quite some time during the offseason, because we had a lot of time, and got a chance to watch him. And what just impressed you about him was just the pure effort. But for Kenny Clark to already be on the marker, they desperately needed that. Now they cannot give this one up on 3rd and whatever it is.
At 3rd and 18, pressure from the edge. Hurts gets rid of it in time. It's caught at the 40-yard line by Dotson. Was checking back at Hurts, who took a shot on the edge pressure. From here, a field goal would be 58 yards. It has a little bit of wind with it, and they're going to try it with Jake Elliott.
Yeah, and it's very rare that you see Jordan Mailata get beat, and that's a good sign for the Cowboys. Dante Fowler, who had 10 sacks a season ago for Washington, and this is a big kick right here. You don't really think of Jake Elliott as a long-range kicker.
He used to be. Last year was terrible from 50-plus. He made one in warm-ups from 62 in this direction. This is 58. It's plenty long enough and good.
Wow.
Eagles special teams coordinator Michael Clay told me this week that Jake Elliott's got his swagger back. Looks like the Jake Elliott we've come to know. He does on that one. Good from 58, and the Philly lead is now 4. NBC's NFL Kickoff Special is brought to you by Toyota, the official automotive partner of the NFL. Let's go places. And by Lowe's. Lowe's knows Sunday hits different when you've earned it. The Eagles earned that one, that beautiful Super Bowl ring. Super Bowl 59, slightly different from the Super Bowl 1 ring won by the Green Bay Packers. Those little Eagles wings pop out on the ring. It's a very cool looking piece of jewelry. They're all like 5-6 table rings. You can see them from 5 or 6 tables away. It's kickoff to be returned. It's Jalen Tolbert from the 10. Got away from one tackle. Tries to come to the wide side, but he's chased down to the 29-yard line by John Mechie. Good special teams play.
All right, let's take a look at our 4K Sky Cam, brought to you by Walmart Plus. Good chance to look inside at some of these offensive linemen. Tyler Booker was the 12th overall pick out of Alabama. Both these teams have new right guards playing for them this season. And so far, Booker's been hanging in there. You know, he's kind of a mauler. He's still learning, especially with some of the pass protection, but he's done a good job with the running game for the most part tonight. And really all the Cowboys on offense and all the Eagles on offense have been doing a good job all night long.
I'll say, every drive has led to points here tonight. Good first down blocking, clear space for Javonte Williams out to the 35-yard line. Williams now 10 carries, 44 yards in his Dallas debut.
Yeah, one of the things the Cowboys have flashed a little bit tonight is some of this motion. Watch the tight end come back and then trap back here. So he's going across the face of the quarterback and then coming back and just running that inside zone back away from it. So just a little different look, and it's paid off for this Cowboys running game.
2nd and 4, Williams. A couple of yards there. Injury updates for Philly. Dory Jackson, their corner, was evaluated for a concussion. Wasn't on the field at the end of that first half. Cleared, was out there for the opening play of this drive, and is now back on the sideline. Still with his helmet, though.
And they're definitely trying to figure things out at that other cornerback position. Keely Ringo was in the battle. Jacorian Bennett was in there, and I don't know that they've ever really firmly settled on who the long-term answer is going to be.
Jalen Carter ejected before the first snap of the game. 3rd and 1. Dallas will pitch it to the edge with Williams. Gets there, a couple tough yards. Zach Bond, among others, crashing down on him. Jalix Hunt off the end. With a 1st down for the Cowboys.
We're playing some NFC East football right now. That was awesome. You knew the big collision was coming at the end of that one, and Javonte Williams just lowered his head and plowed through it for the 1st down. That was terrific.
Dallas has run 33 plays here tonight. 16 rushes, Chris. 17 pass attempts. Prescott, quick look down the seam. It is broken up. Trying to squeeze it in. To Brevin Smith, Ford, the tight end. Good job by the rookie backer, Jahad Campbell, going back with him.
Make sure I hit the like button. Make sure I hit the like button. Don't think I forgot. Hit that like button. Hit that like button.
C.J. Gardner-Johnson's spot. The veteran traded to Houston.
If y'all want me to make it to the 4th quarter, I'm going to need more likes than just 2 likes, man. I need more likes than just 1 like, 2 likes. I need about, if 11 y'all watching, there you go. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate the support. Appreciate the support.
Tonight's kickoff sites provided by Nationwide. Look at the Museum of the American Revolution. Steps away from Independence Hall here in Philadelphia. So much American history. Sidney Brown injured on the last play, being looked at by the training staff on the sideline. Andrew Makuba, the rookie out of Texas, back in a safety spot. 2nd and 10. Prescott gives it. Miles Sanders running in open space. There goes Sanders at the 30. Chasing the 20. Bond brings him down at the 10. But Miles Sanders, his first 4 years at Eagle, comes back to hit a big one for 50 yards against his old team.
Just beautifully done. Laid out in front of here, and you just have to be patient here. Miles Sanders just waits and waits. Got some big block down the field that really sprung him. And then watch Bond at the end of it. He probably gave up 15 yards, but he had a plan. He was going to run him down and punch this ball out. Just missed it as Sanders pulled it away at the last second.
Officially 49 yards. 1st and 10 at the 11. Sanders remains the back. He's got it again inside this time. The 8, here comes a flag. Comes more conversation at the back end. Pickens involved. couldn't catch the number of the Eagle. Engaged with George Pickens. A new addition to the Dallas lineup, targeted 3 times, 2 catches tonight. Here's Sean Smith.
Oh.
Personal foul, offense number 3. Unnecessary roughness, 15-yard penalty. Replay, first down.
It's a great job by Blankenship not reacting. If he had reacted and knocked him down, they wouldn't have gotten the benefit of it. So tremendous discipline there on the part of the Eagles, not so much on the part of Pickens.
Ton of large penalties in this game right from the start. 10 total, 7 on the Eagles. That's the 3rd on the Cowboys, and now backs them up to 1st and 22.
Gonna have to work inside here with this shell coverage.
Prescott tries the middle for the tight end again, incomplete. Taking him all the way back was Zach Baum, the all-pro linebacker. Could not let Jake Ferguson see the ball.
Double move is so hard when Bond is right here in the middle. Watch the move in front of his face, the double move, then in behind. Now he's got to try and figure it out. Hits him right on the back of the helmet, but only because his speed now 2 times on this drive has saved big plays.
2nd and 22. Eagles fans rise in the end zone to our left. Prescott gets it out. It is short for Javonte Williams. And we'll bring up 3rd down. That is deflected.
I'll tell you, Mike, we've seen Jahad Campbell make a few plays now. He had to stop on that middle read and looked like the big guy inside, Jordan Davis, who lost 36 pounds so he could play more. He didn't know he was going to have to play as much as he did tonight when his buddy got thrown out of the game. But another big play out of him, and his off-season work paying off for the Eagles now.
Eagles with a 3-man defensive front here. Keep the Cowboys in front of them. 3rd and 22. Prescott going to try the middle, and it is a penalty as Ferguson got hit by Blankenship. Ferguson got his hands on it. Gets up right away, but Blankenship forearm across the head to a defenseless receiver.
Unnecessary roughness, personal foul, defense, number 32. 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
So 2 of the biggest plays of this game now have been penalties on the Eagles defenders that have kept drives alive. That catch was not going to be made. Of course, Blankenship had no idea. He was just trying to get there and get contact. And Dak saying, hang in there, baby. But, you know, this is Dak Prescott being really aggressive, too. I mean, he is not settling for anything. When they backed up on their own 10-yard line at the end of the half, he was going for it. Here he was, 3rd and 20. It's throw it in the end zone. Let's go. We're playing the Eagles.
105 penalty yards for Philadelphia. From the 11-yard line, Sanders. Ball out! Picked up by Quinyon Mitchell. And down at the 16-yard line. Big play on the drive to get him down there for Sanders. And the former Eagle, the hand in there from Byron Young. Forces it out and Mitchell recovers the game's first turnover. Sets of hands on there and slides out, confirmed as a turnover. First drive without points in this game. Eagles take over, up 4. Defense loves it. play. Turnover. Philly's got the ball at their own 16. Teams are out there right now, but I want to take a peek at the radar. We've got some lightning in the area within 6 miles of Lincoln Financial Field. Sean Smith is talking to the folks who are watching this. He's opened the mic. Yeah, I thought that was coming. So the game has been suspended with lightning in the area here at 10:26 Eastern Time. There is a cell that is south of us that has crossed into New Jersey, and then we've got other weather right around the airport coming up from Wilmington, Delaware, that is on path towards here at Lincoln Financial Field. And when there is lightning involved, it requires a suspension of the game, and it happens at the 4:44 mark here of the third quarter.
You've been hanging around with Al Roker, haven't you?
I have.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. You got that. I'm looking at your map there. You're working it.
Nobody beats the great Mr. Roker, but we sat through about 1,000 of these in 30 years of doing golf, so you got a fake meteorology degree. And the teams will not clear the field. Oftentimes when this happens, the fans are asked to clear the lower bowl of the stadium. And you get a delay at an odd time when the players have just had the halftime delay. Each team's had a possession in this third quarter, and now they're going to have to cool their heels with just under a third of the game remaining to be played.
Attention, please.
This is the announcement to clear the lower bowl.
Storm warning has been issued by the National Weather Service
And the whole stadium, for that
our
matter.
area. These storms may produce severe conditions, including lightning and strong winds. For your safety, we encourage you to seek shelter immediately.
There was rain in the forecast all day. It has not rained for a week. It's not going to rain for the next 3 days. And it was just this window. So Nick Sirianni and company will head back to the Eagles locker room.
The players hate this. I mean, it's the hardest thing to do in football is to get warmed up. Anytime, practice, game, whatever. So then you go in at halftime, and there's 12 minutes. Okay, you got to get warmed up again. Now you got to go back, and you got to get warmed up again when you've already taken over a half and a quarter of a beating out there. It just gets harder every time, which is what makes the Super Bowl always so hard. That's those 40, 45-minute halftimes. I mean, literally, we've heard people taking naps in between, but you've got to be able to get your body going again. And every time you get cooled off, it just gets harder the next time.
So you see the focus on the two quarterbacks, and Prescott and Hurts as they come in. We mentioned the wind was picking up, these showers that were around us all day, and you have to take safety first. So once there's a lightning strike within a certain radius and to look at the radar, you've got to make that decision to keep some 70,000 people safe, in addition to the players and officials and everybody else on this field. The rain is starting to come down, so hopefully they got ahead of this. If there is no lightning, then we would have been able to keep playing, and there was the hope that with these showers coming at around 10:30 local time, the daytime heating, which sometimes boils up those thunderstorms, would have negated what we're seeing right here, having to stop play, but it did not. So let me ask you this question here. Just in regards to the delay, these teams had not played for these starters 4 quarters, and nobody plays the preseason. Neither quarterback has played in the preseason. They've come out and been very sharp so far.
Yep.
Could this in any way help to get another break before the last 20 minutes of this game, being that it's week 1 of the season?
Well, it's possible, especially for the Philadelphia Eagles, because without Jalen Carter in there, you have, one fewer guy in there rushing the passer. So, yeah, it certainly could help you a little bit. But that was a huge play that we just saw.
Yeah.
I mean, let's not underestimate that when the Dallas Cowboys going in, probably at least going to be able to cut it to 1 in this play.
But you saw another huge play after the fumble.
Yeah, watch Dak Prescott at the end of this play. And what we're going to see is him come around and make a touchdown-saving tackle, because nobody is going to catch Quinyon Mitchell, who runs 4.33 in the 40-yard dash. And look how much space he has. And look at the tackle by Dak Prescott. Absolutely perfect. We saw Ben Roethlisberger do it in a playoff game one time to help out our friend Jerome Bettis.
That's right, that's right. and you saw only the big guys were there. They were not going to catch Mitchell. It's a heck of a play. And
No.
You see that play, and you go back to fundamentals, right? A lot of young folks are starting their youth football seasons, high school football season. There's a guy 32 years old, been in the league 10 years. He's running out his fake, and he's staying alive in the play, and that allows him to make that stop.
And a new hamstring to boot, right? And what we've also learned is that he is hyper active in eating the right foods now.
Right, exactly.
Beyonce, right, is the one that's sort of leading the way for him. And he looked great. We saw that shot of him in the locker room before the game, and he's rocked up. I think you were even talking about when we were interviewing, it's like his face looks thinner. He's really ripped up.
Yeah. When you talked to Dak and he walked in the room, he's looking healthy and happy and looked great. And he said, I haven't lost a ton of weight, just kind of repositioned, repurposed. And Dak Prescott, who even told us that he's too flexible, which may have been part of the reason he had the hamstring injury, but his mobility tonight has been a positive for the Cowboys. You going to try to limber up like Dak?
No, I don't care if I'm limber. I just want to get that body that you got going there. Look at that tackle.
Exactly, play. But you said it to us all week as we were getting ready and all really month getting ready for this game. When Dak Prescott's been healthy, this has been a 12-win team in the playoffs the 3 years before last year.
Well, and to some extent you feel for Mike McCarthy, the 2 years that they didn't play so well when he was the head coach, Dak Prescott was out. They win 12 games, 3 straight times, don't do so well in the playoffs, and then he rips his hamstring last year. I mean, this is a guy that he was second in the voting for MVP 2 years ago, and is coming right back and playing exactly the way he did 2 years ago.
Let's update you on what we're hearing from the NFL. We can peek at the radar as well. 11:15 is when they think the area might be clear of the lightning, and then it would be another 12 minutes of warm-up time after that. So that would be 57 minutes from now or thereabouts to get the game back started one more time. So that gives you an idea of where we are. And you see the radar, which doesn't necessarily show any clouds of ground or any lightning, but you can see some in the distance there. And that's why we've put this thing on pause. Just inside of 5 minutes left, third quarter. Eagles by 4 in a weather delay here in South Philly.
Lowe's knows tackling projects now means you can football Sunday.
We need a new fridge.
This one has craft ice on demand.
More ice than me?
4 kinds of ice, actually.
Gonna need a bigger bucket. Like this one?
Do you always have 2 bucket chains?
I do.
We sell products made out of paper, toilet tissue, and local newspapers. That is in order of quality.
My name is Ned Sampson. I am your new editor-in-chief.
Have you read this paper?
Uh-huh. It sucks. But we are going to make it better. I hope it's not too disruptive to have me shake everything up.
Don't be so self-deprecating.
God, not again. With NFL Sunday Ticket and YouTube TV, Jason Kelsey can watch every game every Sunday, all in one place. But how much NFL in one place can he handle? Yes! What have we done? NFL Sunday Ticket and YouTube TV. Every game, every Sunday, new users pay less.
You wouldn't settle for Bateman when there's Batman?
Don't touch that. Well, now I want to touch it more. I shouldn't have touched it. Little help.
Don't settle for just any insurance when there's State Farm.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that opens up a world of possibilities. With Venture X, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. And turn all of your purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
My Hyundai Santa Fe hybrid is swift and powerful, but also capable and efficient.
That is one mean-looking hybrid.
And it comes with America's best warranty.
The Hyundai Santa Fe hybrid. It's the best of both worlds.
It will be Eagles ball when we get restarted, as we have a weather delay about 11 minutes into it right now here in Philly. Eagles leading the Cowboys 24-20. You see that cell that has come up, and you can see some lightning right between the N and the F in Lincoln and Financial there. And when it gets within a certain radius, they pull the plug on the game, get as many people as they can to seek shelter. Fortunately, behind it looks okay, so no matter what happens, looks like we'll get back to some football maybe in a half hour or so. We could take this time to prepare for the Ravens and Bills on Sunday, since we're jammed with 2 games in 4 days.
Yeah, bet on that.
So if we're going to do that, Maria and company are back up in a tunnel that we were hiding in a few years ago when we had a delay on the opening night. All right, Maria, you and the guys got it in that tunnel.
Hey, it's becoming a regular thing. If we're going to kick off the season, we're going to have some kind of weather delay, which means you get to hear from us a little bit more, so I'm not going to complain about it.
Right.
Exit the green room, come into the tunnel. We are seeing all the fans slowly exit out of the bowl and just get to safety on the concourse or down here through the tunnels. But guys, let's talk about the impact that this could possibly have on both teams. I mean, it's the first week of the season. It's the first time you're getting a look at your squad, and now you have to go in the locker room, hit reset, and finish out this third and fourth quarter.
I think it's the unknown. No one knows how any players as a group is going to respond. As a coach, you're like, hey, I know some guys from last year, but how does that mix into this year? So I think the unknown of it being the first game, you can't truly trust and say, I know my group, we're resilient, we'll be back ready to go. So as a coach, I'll be really nervous.
My first instinct would think that it would benefit Philadelphia. Championship team from last year, a mature team, but they've shown their youth, right? They're a young team on both sides of the ball, and they've seen a little bit of that youth here tonight with some of the mistakes that they've made. So I'm not so sure it works to their advantage at all.
Yeah, I mean, I look at it and just go, man, the energy it takes to play a football game anyways. Now we're going to go sit down, chill out. Also, we're not in game shape yet. We're just working there. And now, again, we're going to sit there and chill out and then go ramp it up again. It is going to be tough. I mean, I know they're going to be able to do it, but it's certainly a weird circumstance for everybody.
And remember, they had a banner unveiled today. There's already like emotions kind of riding on this. Yeah, the extended pregame. Jason, I don't know if you've ever been through this before as a coach, but what do you do back there in that locker room?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is communicate. Hey, guys, this is what we got. Till 11:15, there's a warning. There's going to be a 12-minute warm-up. Take your pads off. Just be overly communicative with your guys. Tell them to take their time, rest, and then as we get closer, we're going to ramp up and get the emotions right.
Okay. Should coaches get around a little bit to their guys? They talk about little things that they saw even here in the third quarter.
And it gives you another chance to make some adjustments too. Really kind of look about it and think about it, maybe more so than you would during the flow of the game.
And I do think how you mentioned the Super Bowl, when you think about a Super Bowl halftime, you practice that, you talk about that. So yes, the coaches, but there's Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, Zach Bond, these guys who were just in the Super Bowl a year ago, they can go and talk to these young players and say, do this, do that, get ready to go. All of those little things you can do, it's big for that team.
What stinks is the game's been fun. It's back and forth. The quarterbacks are on fire. The defenses have not been around very much, right?
Not
so
only
that's
that, just where we were in the point of the game. I mean, we could just go back to Miles Sanders' fumble, the Eagles thinking, okay, we got the takeaway that we need right here, and then all of a sudden it all stops. But this was a big play.
And no doubt was. And right here, Collinsworth was mentioning it. Dak Prescott making that tackle was a huge play because Quayon Mitchell, as we know from a year ago at the Combine, he's a pretty fast player. He gets that ball with no one in front of him, he's gone. But I think for Philly, as Dallas is driving, to get that turnover in that moment, well, tush push to cap it off.
I love that celebration.
And if you think about this game, I mean, each offense has held serve all throughout the game. Every drive you're going down and score, and they're matching each other. And a big turnover like this, as Dallas is going in, can shift the balance the other way once they get back playing.
Yeah, definitely. It's been the CD Lamb show. We've seen that. All right, they can't do that forever, or George Pickens is not going to be happy to be a Dallas Cowboy. It's been a whole lot of CD, but I'm still excited what you see from the Dallas Cowboy offense. And on the other side, I mean, Saquon, Jalen Hurts, we haven't seen the receivers of the Eagles get involved yet. No A.J. Brown. So that'll be interesting here to see going forward.
Let's get back to CeeDee Lamb. 4 catches for 86 yards. Let's talk about the Dallas offense in general. Remember, Dak Prescott missed the last 9 games of the season with that hamstring injury. So we're wondering, what are we going to get? You mentioned George Pickens being added in. And so far, without Jalen Carter in the mix, they've had their way.
And I've been trying to figure out, Philadelphia has matched, whether it's been a Dory Jackson or Jacorian Bennett, on CeeDee Lamb and put Mitchell to Pickens. that's not really working out too well for him.
Right.
You said, I think, what they decided to do coming into this game is saying, CeeDee Lamb is better than whoever you put on him. We're going to throw him, we're going to throw at him over and over again, and it's worked well so far.
I talked to Vic Fangio, their defensive coordinator, during training camp, and he had real concern about the corner opposite Mitchell.
Right.
Darius Slay has gone, Isaiah Rodgers gone to Detroit.
Right.
And so there was a competition during camp, and they were concerned, and rightfully so. Adorie's having a hard time with CD.
Staying on the Dallas offense, the offensive line's been impressive. It helps when Jalen Carter's not there.
Right.
They got a good-looking group, though. I mean, we were up close in pregame. It's not the Eagles, but it's got the potential to be something special down the road. And we saw Javonte Williams got an injury a few years ago playing in Denver. They didn't want him anymore, and he certainly looks like he's revived right now.
Yeah, some questions around that running back position,
Right.
so good to see them going. And really questions coming in for the Cowboys. We were wondering how they're going to respond to just a week before the season starting. Micah Parsons, you know, your best pass rusher, generational talent, has gone to the Packers. And so far, I feel like we've seen poise.
Poise. And that's another thing that I think I gained in the pregame a little bit. I think you guys did too. Dallas was very confident. When you asked them, hey, how do you guys feel? We like our team. They kind of give you the eye. Like, we like our guys. We're all right tonight, right? So I felt like they came into the game with confidence, and they've showed it here in the field.
But think about both offenses being as efficient as they've been, both quarterbacks being comfortable, both teams being able to run the ball. You take Michael Parsons off of Dallas's defense, that helps Philadelphia's offense. You take Jalen Carter off of Philly's defense, that helps Dallas's offense. So two most disruptive players in the NFL not playing in this game.
And it's the guy you hugged before the game, Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
To me, I think that's what it's all about. When you lose a guy like Micah Parsons, do you have another guy to turn to and everybody say, just follow him? And I think they looked at number 4 and White, and they said, Dak, we'll follow you wherever you go. And it started with him.
Yeah.
Somebody spits in his face, and I'm sure he rallied those guys, and they came out and responded.
Dak's teammates have been following him for 10 years.
That's right.
It started as a rookie.
Yeah, he looks really good. He looks slim and trim. He's moving well. And, man, he's throwing the ball really well, too.
Yeah, I'm sure he wishes to be on the field right now, but we are in the middle of a weather delay. We won't get restarted until at least 11:15. After that, there'll be a 10-minute warm-up for all the players on the field to get back ready to finish out this game. About 4:44 left on the clock, and we're taking up one tunnel. We got another crew in another tunnel. Jack, Tony, Rodney, what are you guys doing, hanging out as we get through this weather delay together?
Yeah, Maria, I think we're all wishing we were on the field right now. We're over here in the Cowboys tunnel. Let's be honest about this one, Coach. We all came into this game thinking the defending champs were going to look pretty good. We all picked them to start the game. What have you seen from them so far?
Well, I've seen the offense function the way we think Philadelphia's offense should function. I'm a little concerned about the defense, and I'm concerned about the attitude of this team. All we heard all year was, hey, we're not defending anything, we're looking forward, we're focused. Well, now I see a team, last time I saw this defense, they shut Kansas City down. Patrick Mahomes couldn't do anything. They haven't stopped these guys yet. We've had 8 penalties. We've had a player thrown out of the game. We're not seeing the championship focus that I expected to see.
Yeah, we talk about Jalen Carter. I was really disappointed with him. He has to understand how important he is to that team. They've lost a bunch of guys, so he's the best player on that defense. And I just thought it was very selfish and very disrespectful to spit in Dak's face. Dak doesn't deserve that. No one deserves
No one does. Yeah.
Have you ever seen anything like that? We're talking about the opening huddle of the game. He walks right up to the quarterback. Every camera in the stadium is pointing right at Dak Prescott. What was your reaction looking at that?
I just don't understand it. I don't know how you can do that as a man, first of all, but then to let your teammates down, that's unspeakable.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that I always talk about, Coach, not letting my teammates down, never wanting to disappoint my teammates, always being available for my teammates, and something like that has nothing to do with football.
And Jalen Hurts, he's been able to run around a good bit, especially in the first half of this game. What have you seen from Dallas on the defensive
Well, the
side?
one thing I like what Dallas is doing, they're keeping 2 safeties back, Coach, protecting the deep part of the field. But with that, you have to have some level of spy. This is Jalen Hurts. He's been doing this since Pop Warner. He's been running around and scrambling. You have to make sure. And then when they switch to man-to-man, they still don't have a spy on them. Like, where's the spy right here, Coach? It's man-to-man, and you have no spy.
And what you see is you don't see a dominant pass rusher. This is what people said when Micah Parsons is traded. This is what you're going to lose. Where is that pressure? Jalen Hurts is very, very comfortable back there. And again, you're talking about the defense taking away those wide receivers, but not accounting for Hurts.
Yeah, I expect Eberflus in the second half to come with a little bit more pressure. Jalen can't feel like he's just had all day back there.
And Coach Dungy, you just were down there in Dallas. You met with Coach Schottenheimer, got his thoughts on this team. What would he think of this start to the season, do you believe?
I think he's excited about it. And it's funny because he told me exactly what he wanted to do. I want to dominate the line of scrimmage. I want to get physical. I want to run the football. And then I've got wide receivers that can make plays. And offensively, they've done exactly what he set out to do.
The players respect him, and you can tell. You can just tell the way they're playing hard, they're buying into the system, and I think he's done a really good job there.
All right, let's go back over to Maria Taylor. She may be checking this Doppler radar for us, maybe a positive update. Maria, what are you hearing?
Yeah, I'm trying to turn into Al Roker, but my best is not besting. But we do know we'll have an update around 11 p.m. And again, after the players come back onto the field, they'll have about a 10-minute warm-up to get ready to finish out this game. Now, when we come back, we'll still get you set. I mean, plenty of games coming up on Sunday, including our Sunday Night Football matchup between the Ravens and the Bills. We'll just get into breakdown mode for the first Sunday of the football season. That's coming up next.
It is time for football.
Holy smokes! Wow!
I love y'all!
Ladies and gentlemen, our departure has been delayed.
Yes!
Why are you so happy?
I'm watching the game.
Seriously?
Yeah, with NFL Plus.
Get live, local, and primetime games on mobile with NFL Plus.
Unfortunately, our flight has been delayed another hour.
NFL Plus. Keep the NFL in reach.
Well, we're here to kick off the 2025 NFL season. We're just taking a little quick break. We're in the middle of a weather delay. We're going to have an update around 11 p.m. no matter what. When the players come back on the field, they have about 10 minutes to get set to finish out this game. We got 4:44 left in the third quarter right now, 24-20. The Eagles with the lead and the ball when we actually get this game started again at Lincoln Financial Field. All right, it is Thursday. We're kicking off the season, but guess what? Friday night in Brazil, it's going to be on and popping. We've got the Chargers taking on the Kansas City Chiefs, and Jason Garrett had a chance to sit down with Andy Reid coming off that Super Bowl 59 loss and how the Chiefs were preparing for this season.
Unbelievable year last year, 15 wins. You go to the Super Bowl, you're sixth, and you have a tough day against Philadelphia. They were a really good football team.
Very good.
How do you pull back and evaluate that game and go forward?
There's some great things we can learn from that.
We learned a lot.
I sat back and I was curious to see how the players would handle it. And they all took blame. If you can do that, then you can make change and correct yourself. The attitude, excitement to get back in here and work, I think gave us all a charge. That stemmed from how the guys handled after the game. They were real with it. We got our tail kicked.
hey, they're keeping it real, they're taking the blame, and they're trying to make it to their 4th straight Super Bowl. But the question is, do we feel like the Chiefs are better this season than they were a season ago? Jason, what was your takeaway from spending some time with them?
They are better, and it starts with that championship mentality that they had. I mean, great players, Hall of Fame players, some of the best guys to ever play this game, they take accountability for it. They're hungry, they're edgy. If you go to a Kansas City Chiefs practice during training camp, they practice harder and better than any team
It's
in
awesome to watch.
Football
It
is.
is.
I mean, I was there one day, and they ran 130 plays like it was nothing. And it's fast-paced, too, so they have this chip on their shoulder. Andy told me he felt like they played tight in the Super Bowl. It's not their personality at all. They felt kind of the pressure of the three-peat. So they have a different mindset, a different mentality, and more importantly, they shored up the offensive line. Philadelphia rushed 4 guys the entire game and destroyed them up front. They addressed the left tackle position with Josh Simmons. Kingsley's moving down into that left guard position. They're going to be better on that side. They're going to be a better football team.
I do think they're going to be better, and you just talked about the offensive line. You got a rookie coming in, and you got a converted tackle moving. So you feel better, but it's yet to be seen. Is that going to be a huge improvement? But I think their biggest issue is going to be the rest of the division's gotten better. Denver's a playoff team from a year ago. Their confidence should be sky high. Justin Herbert, is he going to take that big step for the Chargers? The Raiders, not as good as the other 3 teams, but I still think they're better than last year. So I think the Chiefs will struggle a little bit, just how good that division is and trying to win week in and week out.
And climbing the mountain year after year after year. How high can you go up every year, right? That's the big thing. And you're right, the AFC West. Is it the greatest coaching division we've ever seen in the history of football? I mean, it's Super Bowls, it's national championships from all those coaches. It's going to be highly competitive, and I'm with you with the Denver Broncos. I think this is the year the Kansas City reign of the AFC West champ.
Say it again.
You heard
he said it during the pregame, but if you're going to say it during the weather, I believe you.
I believe if there's a guy that can dethrone them, I do believe in Sean Payton and that defense and what they built there.
I love Sean.
Right.
And I love what they're doing there.
Yeah.
Sean's building that team.
I know where you're going.
Come on now. I mean, at some point, you got to pull back and give these guys credit.
Yeah,
I know. 4 straight Super Bowls. What is it? 8 straight AFC championship
9 straight, 9
I mean,
consecutive.
it's ridiculous.
I know. I'm not trying to not give them credit. I know they're not going to back down from the fight. I'm scared to death about talking negatively about them because I know that group out there, and they're going to be like, I'm going to show that idiot wrong on NBC.
But as a guy, I was on the Patriots. We won AFC East championship after championship. Until we didn't. Until Josh Allen entered the chat and said, I want to speak. It's my turn now. And I know a guy named Tom Brady might have had something to do with that.
Still there.
But somebody has to call it out for it to happen.
Right.
And then when it happens, we'll crown sins. We'll celebrate them.
We're not going to do that.
We'll get them a gift. Right? And that's what it'll be about.
You guys owe me after last year anyway, so you owe me.
Yeah, we owe Jason too. He's still looking for his red vest. He did win the picks. We're going to admit that now, but we're hanging the banner and moving on in the rearview mirror. I love that you brought up Josh Allen because that's our Sunday night football game. We've got the Lamar Jackson, the Ravens going on the road, taking on the Bills. And let's just say that one of these quarterbacks breaks through in the AFC. Which team do you think it would be?
Well, I want to qualify it first by how awesome I think both of these quarterbacks are. I just want that to be known. I mean, I'm a quarterback guy. I grew up in the house of a famous quarterback, and these two are as good as I've ever seen. I mean, they're special. But if you're going to make me pick one, I'm going to pick Lamar Jackson for the reason Devin said it in pregame. I just think their team is better. They have more answers. I think they have the best roster in the AFC right now, and I think they're ready finally to take that next step and win some big playoff games.
And I think we both feel the same way about Baltimore. Right. And then the caveat of that is their best players have to be their best in the biggest games. We can't watch them again and say, oh man, a fumble by Mark Andrews or Lamar Jackson. We can't see that anymore. I know you got a different answer over here.
No, I love Baltimore. Baltimore is a marquee franchise for 30 years. They have an amazing team. All 3 phases. The coach is incredible. Lamar off the charts. What bothers me about them is they haven't played their best in the playoffs. You'll come back and say, God, that just wasn't clean.
Right.
What's different is
I'm gonna just
Buffalo
move us up
has
a step
played their
because we're
best.
starting to get rained on. Come on, friends.
Buffalo has played their best.
You're right. They have played their best.
Lost these games. These are two championship teams going toe-to-toe, and Kansas City has beaten them 4 times in the last 5 years in these big moments. But they've played well. They can look at themselves in the mirror after the game and say, we played really well. They were just better. Baltimore can't say that. So somehow they got to unlock the key to that.
What do you attribute that to, right? Are they sometimes I go, wait, are they too tight and they're nervous in those situations? Or are they loose and they're kind of like, we're going to make a play and we're going to show everybody? I don't know which way to say it there, but they have made a number of key mistakes in big moments and been careless with the football.
I don't know that there's a thread that you say in every game this has been the case, because the games have been different. Some low scoring, some high scoring. But you said it, championship teams, be your best when your best is needed. John Wooden said that years ago. It's the definition of competitive greatness. They got to unlock that key.
And I will say, I think, I'm not sure why, but I think a part of the solution is accountability. There can't be a game where, yeah, we win, but we don't attack Lamar Jackson if he was sloppy with the football.
Right.
Or for guys running Zay Flowers and the ball's loose, or guys are dropping interceptions. Whatever that is, whether it's hardball, whether it's the veterans on the team, there has to be an accountability every single day, that when the big moment happens, everybody's like, practice was harder than this.
Right.
I think that's what leads to you finishing and playing your best in those big games.
Well, listen,
Maria, can I just interrupt you? It was a good move to move forward. I got to tell you,
honestly,
it was a really good move.
I've got your back, but I'm looking out for the suit, okay? Let's check in with Melissa Stark, who does have an update for us.
Well, I'm even more forward in. I'm over in the Cowboys tunnel, nice and dry in here. And we have an update. We have a food update from the Cowboys locker room. Trayvon Diggs just came out, and he just started wandering around and said, I'm hungry. And he went to a field level suite, just like this one right here. You see all the fans back there. They're waiting anxiously for the game to start like we are. They said, do you want my food? And he said, yeah, I want any kind of food. And then a cart came by with some cold cuts. He said, can I have a sandwich? And they said, we're actually bringing them into your locker room right now. And he was very excited. They have Uncrustables in there. They're staying hydrated. And so that's the Cowboys update. We will get you one from the Eagles locker room as soon as we have it. And there you see Trayvon just wandering around, Mike.
That is leadership. Sure. Isn't that great? That's perfect. Our Caroline Pineda down there works on our team. Following the cart. I love our team here. There is the radar just to update you. You see it's clear behind this. We've just had the heaviest rain as Maria moved the guys up the tunnel to protect everybody's suits in the last 4 or 5 minutes. Other than that, we have not had a lot of heavy rain. We await an update, hopefully in a few minutes, and look forward to getting back to football. We've been suspended since 10:25 local time, just over a half hour. If you are just joining us, let's show you how we have arrived at 24-20 in the opening game of the 2025 NFL season. This night is about the banner, and the banner was unveiled after a chorus of Fly Eagles Fly, the second Super Bowl banner here at the lake. Pyrotechnics, the fireworks, and the Eagles take the field trying to win a third Super Bowl title and do what the Chiefs did right before them, win back-to-back Lombardi trophies as Super Bowl champs. The very first play of the game, an injury on the kickoff, and then while we're waiting with an injured player, Jalen Carter spits on Dak Prescott. Didn't play against each other last year. No known history between the two. Carter ejected. Mike Florio reporting on Pro Football Talk. Potentially further action as the NFL reviews that. So the Cowboys with good field position take the opening drive, and CeeDee Lamb downfield the factor, Chris.
Yeah, they've just been running it. Finally, they get the one-on-one they're looking for. Hit CD, and Javonte Williams did the rest.
Punches it in to cap off a 6-play, 53-yard drive. Philadelphia gets the ball, walks it right back down the field. Remember this, Hurts, nobody open, takes off, runs in for a touchdown to tie the game at 7. And on the ensuing drive, Dallas goes back down the field. Williams caps off an 88-yard drive with a score, 14-7. Remember I said, remember Hurts? Second drive, same result.
Same result, and if you watch the offensive line play on these scrambles, those linemen are holding their blocks for 4 and 5 seconds, so eventually they can open up a hole for a Saquon Barkley to take it the distance.
That was after a Brendan Aubrey field goal. It was 21-20 at the half. Eagles had a field goal in the third. Then on this drive, the last drive, Miles Sanders, after a 49-yard run earlier, fumbles, recovered by Quinyon Mitchell, but Dak Prescott makes a pivotal tackle to keep us at 24-20. Philly ball when we return to action at their own 16-yard line. Give me your thoughts on what the quarterbacks have done thus far tonight.
Both have been great. I mean, they really have been. Dak's numbers are not going to look quite that good. And most of what Jalen's been able to do is with his legs. But when they play the man coverage, he just simply has bought his time. But I can't emphasize enough, and we talk about it all the time with the Philadelphia Eagles, that offensive line, they don't stop blocking after 4 seconds. Almost every offensive line in the world would stop blocking because they know the quarterback doesn't hold the ball that long. And yet we have seen Jalen be able to hold it, move around, ultimately scramble and make the big plays. And so tremendous. It's so exciting. I just want to get back to the game and get back to playing it. But the story of this game, Mike, at the end of it, for whichever side that ends up losing is going to be, you didn't have your pass rusher.
Right.
And so you got picked apart. And Jalen Carter with the spit and gets thrown out of the game, Micah Parsons in Green Bay. But that's going to be the story of this game, that neither team could get enough pressure.
You want good news?
Yes.
Yeah, we're hearing from the league now. 11:15 players will come out, so that'll be in 14 minutes, and we should be back to action by 11:30. So if you know your friend is taking a nap, wake him up. Get him back in front of the TV. We'll be back on the field at 11:30 Eastern, 10:30 in Dallas. Speaking of Dallas, of course, all the attention has been on Micah Parsons and the trade and all the stuff that was going on in camp. Not much talk about Brian Schottenheimer taking over as the head coach. As mentioned earlier, his dad, Marty, legend in the game, did not get to the Super Bowl, did everything else, 8th all-time in wins and 200. I want to go back to when Schottenheimer was named as the man to replace Mike McCarthy and listen to the comments of Jerry Jones about Schottenheimer and the family ties.
One of the things he said to his mama is, Mama, I'm going to get what Daddy didn't get a chance to get. I got a chance, but didn't get. And I'm going to get a Super Bowl if it kills me. And his mother, of course, was emotional. This one will be for Daddy, the first one.
Pat, this was a pre-game emotional moment for Brian Schottenheimer. He told us when we were in Dallas and we were talking with him on Monday, said during the national anthem, I talked to God and Pops.
Yeah.
And he
you could
certainly
see it.
feels
You
the
could
threat
feel
to
it. Yeah, you could just feel it.
Melissa Stark, you can add to this story.
Yes, guys. I spoke to Brian's mom, Pat, and she told me that Marty had a huge influence on who Brian is as a person, but always told him just don't try to be me as a coach, just be yourself. And she said the first thing Brian said to her after getting the job was, I am going to get a Super Bowl ring for Dad. And when I asked what advice she thought Marty would have for Brian before this game, she said, I think he would say, you're in a very elite group of people. Be proud. And by the way, his mom, Pat, is watching the game at home tonight alone. She doesn't like to watch with other people. She's on a group text with all the family members. She's going to have to stay up a little later than she thought. But she told me, she said, I've seen a lot of football. I don't normally get nervous. But this one, his first head coaching game, I'm nervous.
She's a special woman. Hi to Pat. Marty's widow, what a wonderful lady. You got to know Marty, obviously, going up against his teams over the years, covering him. He worked with us as I was working the Cleveland Browns expansion draft. When they came back in the league, I got to spend days with Marty. Just a wonderful man. And Chris, I'm reminded of what Brian told us about being ready for the job, even though it's his first head coaching job after a quarter century. Like, whatever happens in the circus that is Dallas, and something's going to always happen in Dallas, he's ready for it because he's kind of lived it already.
He is, and he sort of admitted to us that he knows he's also married to Dak. You know, how Dak in this offense goes is how he's going to do as a head coach. And so he's down there calling the plays. And you have to say so far, both of these coordinators and play callers have done a fantastic job. But it is really interesting to me. And I've known it, but when you see it in play, you really understand it. If your defense has somebody that you have to double team, you have to double team those guys. Everybody else get those one-on-ones and they look like really good players. But if you don't have that player that you have to double team, Jalen Carter's out, Micah Parsons is out, now everybody is on their own. You don't get that double team to draw blocks off of the other players. And man, what a difference it has made for these two defenses tonight.
It has changed the game. Brian Schottenheimer's done a great job of calling plays against that absent Carter Philadelphia defense. You may have heard the noise in the background. That was posted on the video boards here, and the fans in their Eagles greet, many of whom have been tailgating since the Today Show this morning. We were down here with Savannah and Company at 7 a.m. There was a long line of cars waiting on 11th Street, waiting to the lots to open at 1:20 local time. They've been here a while, but they're coming back to their seats.
The only thing I don't understand about this entire night, a Dallas Cowboys player went out looking for food, and the Philadelphia Eagles fed them food. Am I to understand
and he's
that?
trusting the food.
That's a
He's
solid
trusting the
point
food.
right there. That Michael Jordan story.
Michael
There you
Jordan's
go.
here somewhere, by the way, tonight.
I saw him. Yeah,
Jordan is here to help honor Jalen Hurts, the first Jordan brand athlete to win an MVP in the National Football League. So he was at the North Carolina game on Monday when the Bill Belichick debut happened at his alma mater. This was earlier with MJ sitting taking in the games.
What was the advertising campaign? Something about Love Hurts?
Love
or something
Hurts,
like that? Yeah.
Because there was that shot. Remember the famous shot of Jordan and the NBA championship trophy after he won the finals emotionally? There was a shot of Jalen Hurts with the Lombardi trophy, just kind of sitting there and just taking it all in and soaking in the moment. Thanks our great teams all over it. And just that cigar. And that was like a Jordan-esque shot and image for Jalen Hurts as he took it all in after winning the title about 8 short months ago. And now trying to do it again. That guy did it 6 times. And Jalen has used Michael Jordan, along with Peyton Manning and Tom Brady, who you had mentioned before, as a resource in his pursuit of greatness and excellence and sustained excellence, along with leadership along the way.
Yeah, and I know I met Michael Jordan once, and all he did was bust my chops the whole time I was sitting there.
I saw that. That was pretty good.
But, you know, he is one of those guys that if you grew up, and I'm going to put myself in that category, that you watched what he was able to do on the basketball court, and you just marvel, you know? And the great thing is, we get to get a little piece of him for our NBA coverage this year. You got to be a little excited about that, right?
More than a little.
Yeah.
But we've got that coming up. I'm excited about the football game starting here in a few minutes. I'm going to see if anybody's going to bring us food, like the guys got food down in the Dallas locker room.
I am not sure the Philly fans are doing that.
The fans are coming back. They have some beverages. They're ready to still go. We're going to be back on the field playing here in about 23 minutes. Players on the field in about 8 minutes, and we'll get back down to Maria and Company as we continue in this delay.
This is where my love of the game was born. But they're taking that love even farther. Where end zones are wherever you run out of grass. And the score is not nearly as important as how you celebrate.
We helped grow the game. They're taking it where it's never been.
Where will you take it next?
Hold on, guys. I actually think this is our year.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Jaden Daniels, Super Bowl. What? No. When pigs fly.
You ring.
The Pope said Caleb in the best race deep.
Lions hunting Super Bowls, biting kneecap in a Jeep.
Blizzard on the field.
We got a three-head eagle.
ATL always a gun. I'm on a dolphin, not the float.
Cut. Guys, my legs are chafing. I need some baby powder. Seriously.
Travis Hunter down for trouble. That's out in the black hole.
Yo, cool icy cold. It's time to rock and roll. Franchise hopes you can handle the ridge.
But you gotta beat the champs, cause you know what it is. Come on, ride the float. Come on, ride the float.
Ladies and gentlemen, our departure has been delayed.
Yes.
Why are you so happy?
I'm watching the game.
Seriously?
Yeah, with NFL Plus.
Get live, local, and primetime games on mobile with NFL Plus.
Unfortunately, our flight has been delayed another hour.
NFL Plus. Keep the NFL in reach.
Welcome back to Philadelphia. We've been in a weather delay for about an hour, but you can see the fans have been allowed back into the bowl. They're coming from the concourse. The players are expected to get back on the field at 11:15, and the game is expected to resume at 11:30. Now, since the fans are allowed back into the stadium, we're allowed back on the field. Let's check back in with Jack, Tony, and Rodney.
Yeah, Maria, we are down on the field. Fans right up top, smiling again. They know football's coming. Coach, you said you used to practice scenarios like this. What would that look like?
Well, I laughed when Devin McCourty said, well, you never know how your player's going to react to this. I was an assistant coach for Denny Green, and he said, I always want to practice the unexpected. So he would deliberately set it up. Hey, we've got practice at 9 o'clock. Let the guys get out there at 9. Send them back in the locker room. We're not going to practice till 9:30. Have to get yourself going. Then he would go another time and say, all right, we practiced 10 periods. We stop, go back in the locker room, wait 15, 20 minutes, come back out. And how are they going to handle it? Well, if you're ready for it, you know what to do, it helps. Coaches had an opportunity. This very rarely happens, but these coaches had a chance to really survey things, look at what they've done. We've only got 20 minutes of game time left. We need this amount of points. What are we going to do? They can be very specific. Now the players have to come out.
And that's Coach Dungy right there. This coaching element. But I tell you, I played in 4 Super Bowls, and it's very similar to a Super Bowl halftime, where it's about 45 minutes to almost 50 minutes, Coach, where you have to try to come out and get warmed back up. And a lot of times it affects the veteran players a lot more than the younger players. But mentally, it affects the young players because a lot of times they don't know how to refocus. So it's tough, but it gives you an opportunity to sit down and almost have like a second halftime.
One of the last things we saw was Dak Prescott making that incredible tackle to go really stop potentially a touchdown after the fumble. What do you make of where this game sits right now?
Well, I love the way Dak Prescott has been, and you said it in the pregame. With this Michael Parsons situation, Dak was going to have to be the leader, and he has been. He's played well out here, and he's rallied his guys.
Coach, when he first came out, I looked at you guys and I said, wow, Dak looks really good. He looks like he's lost 10 or 15 pounds. He looks quicker. He looks like he has more confidence when he's in the pocket and outside the pocket. We didn't see Dak Prescott run a lot the last couple years, and I thought he looked fantastic. And I love his aggressive mindset throwing the ball down the field.
First look at George Pickens as well. What do you think?
George Pickens can make some plays. There's no question about it. He's going to get a lot of one-on-one coverage because of C.D. Lamb. But George Pickens has to be disciplined. We saw some of this in Pittsburgh. You're coming in, big point in the game there in the third quarter. You're coming in to make a block. You make your block, we're going to be in good shape. You get a penalty and sets the team back just with bad technique.
Yeah, and what did Coach call it? He called it, that's
Pittsburgh Pickens.
That was a good one.
And the Dallas Cowboys making their way down the tunnel right now, and will walk right past us as they make their way back out onto the field as we send it back over to Maria Taylor.
All right, appreciate it, Jack. And yeah, you actually see Dak making his way back onto the field. Remember, we hadn't seen Dak Prescott since week 9 of last season, but he's come out, looked very comfortable as he entered into this game. Didn't hurt that Jalen Carter did get to play it down 6 seconds into this matchup, spit on Prescott, and so he's been out. So the Philly defense not having their game wrecker and then having to deal with the weather delay. We had the delay for about an hour, guys, and now players set to take the field again. They got about 15 minutes to warm up again. Okay, what's important if you're a player to get it going again to finish out this game?
As much as football is a team sport, each individual player needs to do what they need to do to get ready to go. It's not going to be the same across the board. I'm sure their strength and conditioning coach will come out and say, let's do this, let's do that. But you know what you need. You better get it done as soon as they start this game.
And as a coach, you have to emphasize, guys, re-warm up. Run. It has to be an active warm-up. It can't be, hey, I'm touching my toes, I'm ready to play. You got to move around and get yourself ready to play NFL football play. And you're sitting for a half hour, 45 minutes.
Full intensity play, right? That's the biggest thing. For a quarterback, I think Dak Prescott, he's probably going to go, wow, I got to get the arm warm again. I got to throw some footballs. I got to be able to throw 40-yard balls and 15-yard out routes. And then also that, right, you got to check back in mentally. Go, wait, I was over there relaxing in the locker room for a few minutes. We got all these checks and things we're doing in the offense. That's the part I'm amazed by right now.
Yeah, you got to get ready to lock back in. Again, 4:44 left on the clock in the third quarter. We got a 4-point point game. Not only that, the Eagles get the ball. They just forced a turnover. This was a turning point in the game, and then we literally turned it off for the weather delay.
And it's so funny because when you get that kind of turnover as a team, you talk about sudden change. So I'm so sure Philadelphia had something drawn up that they said, if we get a turnover, this is what we want to go to. Now that gets erased, and it's like starting the game or the second half over now. You don't get to pick up from that momentum.
You know, we talk all the time as players and coaches, next play mentality. So what you have to do if you're a player or coach in this situation, whatever's happened up to this point, irrelevant. Okay? This game is going to be determined by what happens in the next 1 quarter and 4 minutes. And you have to just dig back in, get your mind right, get your spear right, and go play. Whatever happened up to this point, doesn't matter. Go play and win this game right now.
I just wonder if Philly's big O-line in this third or second halftime break we're having here, if they start to maybe wear down the smaller defensive line of the Dallas Cowboys now. That's something I'm interested to see.
Sure, both teams back on the field yet again. We're seeing Prescott run right past us down here on the end zone. What is the first play that you're running then if you're the Eagles offense and you're trying to get back into this one?
To Sims's point, I let that big offensive line start controlling, start wearing on that defensive line, run the football. They've been dominant running the ball up to this point already. That's going to be the difference down the stretch.
That's why he's on the screen.
Sure.
Saquon Barkley.
Hand it to that cat right there.
Saquon Barkley, 11 rushes, 61 yards, 1 touchdown so far. And this one, you're right, we could just feed it to 26.
Yeah, feed it to 26. Jalen Hurts is playing awesome. This is what's unfair about the Eagles sometimes. It feels like a cheat code. It's like, hey, everybody's covered. Oh, yeah, but Jalen Hurts has 6 seconds to throw, and then he scrambles and makes a big play. Or they beat you with a run game. They just have so many options.
No doubt. And the big decision for Matt Eberflus, the defensive coordinator in Dallas, is are they going to really load up and try to stop Saquon Barkley? Then those opportunities start happening outside to A.J.
Right.
Dotson made the big play earlier. Philadelphia has to be ready to take advantage of that if that situation arises.
Yeah, we've seen Jalen Hurts so far. He's rushed for 2 touchdowns, 48 yards, 101 yards passing. But we haven't seen A.J. Brown in the way that we've become accustomed to see him on the perimeter so far in this game.
And to what Jason just said, if Eberflus and that Cowboys defense decides to be more aggressive, now it will open up A.J. Brown. You're going to have some one-on-one coverage. We were talking to one of the Eagles executives, said, we're not going to change what we do. Whatever the defense gives us, we're going to take advantage of that. And I think that's what we've seen so far. The lanes have opened up versus run. If they take that away, I expect to see A.J. Brown making some big plays.
Yeah, but what you do as a play caller in this situation, you have this extra 45 minutes to think about what's happening and what you want to do. You look back and say, number 11 hasn't gotten it yet. So let's throw a couple for this guy and make sure he gets some touches.
I think Devin makes a great point. You always want to let the offense just come to players. But at times, there's times where you're going to go, wait, he's our best offensive player. We got to just call a few plays to where he gets the ball and gets in the flow of the football game a little bit. And then he feels better, the team feels better. And I feel like they have to take a little better effort there.
What's the balance of that when Jalen Hurts has been playing the way he's playing tonight? Do you want to start saying, let's get it to AJ, or do you just say, Jalen, keep doing what you're doing?
Keep doing what you're doing. The call on wide receiver screen, screen, things like that. And now where A.J. Brown feels like, hey, I made one layup, but now I'm ready to play.
You do love me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it was definitely Hurts that was ready to counter when we saw the Cowboys making their way up and down the field. They were able to score at ease with Jalen Carter out being ejected earlier on in this game. But let's talk about Dak Prescott, this offense for the Cowboys. Okay, he was 12 for 20, 127 yards. I mean, he was in the flow of this game. Stop, start, here we go again, and number 4's got to get ready to put it on behind 4.
Yeah, if you find shot power, you pull back and say, I like where we are. We're efficient, we're balanced. We've scored on most of our drives. Dak looks comfortable. We're getting the runners involved here a little bit. You know, the turnover down in the red zone obviously kills them, but he's got to feel good about it. But they, too, need to look for some opportunities to make some big plays outside. Persistence in the running game is going to create a single high look at man-to-man coverage. They're going to take advantage of it, making plays.
And I think that delay does help you go and say, hey, I know we turned the ball over. That was after we were driving down the field. Let's get over this. When we get the ball back, let's keep doing what we're doing. Exactly. And you get to harp on that instead of the Eagles get the ball, they go and score, and now you're trying to play catch-up. You got to do that with this delay.
I do think there's opportunities to throw the ball down the field. like Jason Garrett saying, stack stats don't necessarily say how good he's played today. You got to remember there's a big pass interference call down the field for a 40 or 50-yard gain to George Pickens. He's played really well, but I think they can attack outside even more.
Yeah, Brian Schottenheimer has to be happy with what his offense has done so far. Let's talk about the Dallas defense a little bit, and for that, we'll go over to Jack, Tony, and Rodney.
Yeah, Coach, I'm interested, if you're Coach Schottenheimer for Dallas, what would you have been saying there in the locker room moments ago?
Well, number one, defense, you got to step up. Now, our offense is playing well, but defensively, we've got to make a game-changing play. We've got to get a stop here, not let this become a two-score game.
And this is really our first look at the team without Micah Parsons. What have you noticed about the way they're playing defensively?
Well, I mean, I think the Dallas defense, they have to stay position. They don't have an outstanding rusher like a Micah Parsons. I expect the defensive coordinator, Matt Eberflus, to be a little bit more aggressive in the second half. Jalen Hurts has all the day back there. Bring a little pressure just to try to surprise him. You can still play zone behind it, Coach. Bring some pressure.
Obviously, he doesn't want to give these receivers one-on-one chances. That's been the strategy the whole game. They've shut down Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown. So, but it's got to come from somewhere. Devontae Fowler had a couple of good rushes. Kenny Clark. But you guys got to step up and you got to get some individual rush going. If that doesn't work, you're right. You got to do something. You got to bring that fifth guy.
Take me to the other side of the ball. Eagles defensively. What do you want to see the rest of the way on that side?
Wow, I want to see their secondary step up. That corner opposite of Quinyon Mitchell, Dory Jackson has to play with more confidence, has to play with more fire, Coach. He looks lost out there. And this is not the same defense that we saw in the Super Bowl like you just told me.
Yeah, we need to see some discipline. We've got to eliminate the penalties, eliminate the big plays that have come off penalties. And let's dominate up front. That's our signature. Where are our front guys? Okay, if we don't have Jalen Carter, somebody else has to step up and get that dominance up front.
Yeah, I'm going back to the Phillies offensive line. They need to continue to run the football, pound Dallas. Dallas is a smaller bunch like you talked about in the pregame show. They need to run, wear these guys down, and see where that takes them.
And if you're Vic Fangio, we look at the stats. Dallas is averaging 6 yards a carry. That can't happen. We've got to shut that run down and get to some second and longs and third and longs where we can turn our passes.
And play smart. No dumb penalties, nothing stupid, nothing selfish, and you're right in the game.
Eagles defensive line warming up right here over here in front of us. It's starting to look closer to full speed as they send it back to the rim.
Appreciate it, guys. Yeah, remember that Eagles defense, they led the league in total defense, second in scoring defense, but playing without Jalen Carter after being ejected for spinning at Dak Prescott 6 seconds into this game. Meanwhile, defensively for Dallas, Chris, you spent some time with Trayvon Diggs before this game actually kicked off. What did you learn?
He's looked good, first off. I mean, we just talked about the Eagles receivers not getting the ball. Part of the problem is because they got some good corners there in Dallas. Yeah. And Trayvon Diggs, we weren't sure how healthy he was going to be. But he kept giving me that look in pregame, like, I'm ready. Yeah. And then I got to watch him in pregame, and he looked ready. I don't think the Eagles thought he was really going to play or play to the ability of what he's shown at this point. He's played well.
The only play that converted is a pass interference on Elam. Bland and Diggs have been really good at taking away that passing game, and it should allow them to focus more on Saquon Barkley and stopping the run.
The big issue for Dallas' defense is the rush lane integrity. We saw it in the first half was just being able to run the football. So we got to somehow quiet Saquon down. We can't let James get out. Those two guys are the best players that Philadelphia has on offense. With those step ups and these big moments, you got to make sure you control.
Remember on offense for the Eagles, they only lost one starter. That's Mekhi Becton. So you would think if there's one unit that would be able to go into a locker room, have to take a break and come back, it would be the Eagles offense because they're so used to working together.
They played a 10 games football. They got the confidence of, hey, we just won the Super Bowl and beat the Chiefs. They were the best defense in football last year. And then we know how awesome and talented they are at every position. So, yeah, they're going to be the unit that has to carry the team here down the stretch.
And I think one of the things we have to watch for is what big play happens. After you have such a long break, which team makes a big either defensive play or offensive play that gets some momentum going for this end of the game push? I think that could be a big moment in this game.
And if you think about Philadelphia, the last half of the season and their playoff run in the Super Bowl last year, Saquon Barkley was really good in the first half. He was phenomenal in the second half. He was a closer for them. They're looking for that tonight.
Hey, listen, these Eagles fans are looking for a closer. They're playing Nuck If You Buck. They've already unveiled their championship banner. Some of these fans have been here for 20 hours. They started the day with Savannah Guthrie on today. They didn't mind the weather delay if it means a victory against their rival. Guess what? We'll find out if they get one right after this. Dak Prescott trying to hold them off. Stay tuned.
My name is Ned Sampson. I'm so happy to be finally here as the new editor-in-chief. Remember the 5 W's? Is that a game? It's who, what, when, where, and why. So now again. Future of journalism meet present of journalism.
You do not need to be intimidated by us. No question is too stupid.
Do you think an over-reliance on anonymous sources damages public trust?
Who wants to take this one? I feel like I'm monopolizing the conversation. This is the farmer's dog turkey. Apparently, this is also turkey. But only one actually looks like turkey. Since only one is gently cooked without the ultra processing. And only one is human grade. Because good ingredients matter. But the best recipes call for so much more. Get 50% off your first box, available only at thefarmersdog.com.
With NFL Sunday Ticket and YouTube TV, you get every game every Sunday, all in one place. And that's a lot of NFL. NFL Sunday Ticket and YouTube TV, new users pay less.
Big time, best time, all the time. Come seek the Royal Caribbean.
I understand that I'm very swift and powerful, but also capable and efficient.
That's what England and Hybrid.
And it comes with America's best guarantee.
The Hyundai Santa Fe Hybrid. It's the best of both worlds.
All right, after about an hour, 2-minute delay, we're going to get back to action with the Eagles having the ball in a 4-point lead. Teams ending their warm-ups, getting back on the field. There's Dak Prescott just made a tackle on the last play a moment ago. Time gives us a chance to comb through the video from that very first play of the game, of the instant where Jalen Carter was throwing it. Let's go back to that. Now, here is what was going on. Prescott, in the huddle, walks out between his offensive linemen, and Dak spits down towards the ground, but in the direction of the Eagles, with Carter, who had walked over there, and that begins the interaction of the two. Prescott's spit was down, Carter was right face to face, and onto his uniform jersey. Carter was kicked out of the game. The official, Brian Neal, the umpire, was standing right there and saw what went down. So at least it gives you a little bit of the brief history of what happened there.
Yeah, and what we will not know is what was said to make Jalen Carter walk towards the huddle of the Dallas Cowboys. He was 3 yards across the line of scrimmage. Here's the ball here, and that sort of begins it. Now Dak gets engaged, and he walks over and he spits on the ground, and Jalen didn't like that, and nobody would. So now they come out, and Dak doesn't want to take it, and Jalen doesn't want to take it, and here they go.
And Chris, that other angle showed us that the umpire was looking back towards the Cowboys huddle and saw that, and then was watching the rest of the confrontation. Remember, there was an Eagles player, their fullback on special teams, Ben Sumarin, who was down with a knee injury, the same knee that he had injured that cost him the season before. Right off that opening kickoff, and Carter was on the opposite side of the sideline. You saw everything that played out. So there's a little bit more of the video evidence of what took place. Much more to be talked about in interviews in a few days after that.
And just to tell the whole story, what Dak did was not a foul.
Right.
What Jalen did was a foul.
The delay, 1 hour and 5 minutes. We get back to work, and remember the last play, Dallas was driving for a touchdown, and a fumbled recovery for the Eagles. So Philly is set 1st and 10 at their own 16. They've scored on all 4 drives they've had tonight. Barkley to the left, loss of a yard. Eddie Clark among the group, along with Jack Sanborn and company in on that tackle.
Was that the first play that we've seen the running back of the Philadelphia Eagles get hit at the line of scrimmage like that? I mean, I don't know what they talked about in there at whatever second halftime. That was a good start. And now you got to wake yourself up. This is a big game. This is a divisional game. If somehow the Cowboys come out of here with a win, I mean, it's franchise shaking.
Buzz out of the building at the moment. Pressure on 2nd and 11. Prescott gets away from one. Resets and throws it away at the line of scrimmage. Barkley, an eligible receiver in the area. The corner blitz with Trayvon Diggs, former college teammate of Hurts, changes that.
Yeah, right off the edge, you're going to see the pressure come. And one of the things that Dallas thought they could get away with here was if they could force Jalen Hurts to look away from his first target. They wanted him to pull the ball down and find number 2. They felt like if they could do that, they could get pressure on him. And maybe now they have that formula, break some pressure out of the secondary.
You're not seeing a punt in the game tonight. It's 3rd and 11, Philadelphia. Showing corner pressure again and bringing it. Prescott got away from it. He's got space. Prescott, great pursuit, denies him the first time. Hurts that major part. Great pursuit stops him at the 23-yard line, and they'll punt it away.
And well, what we've seen from Jalen Hurts is that he's been making them pay with his legs, but now they're bringing the blitz, but they're not playing man coverage the way that they were in the first half. They're playing zone behind it. So now on 3rd and 10, if he takes off the run, they've got time to rally, make the tackle, and finally we see a punter in this game.
And Brayton Mann for the first time, 3rd year with the Eagles. Set to kick it away. Good hang time, dangerous return man Turpin, but he makes it fair catching. So a great kick by Mann, and Turpin fair catches it at the 26-yard line. And that's where now Dak Prescott will get on the field and take over for Dallas.
Yeah, and I think Dak Prescott is starting to feel this a little bit. And we got a chance to come in here and knock off the world champs. And the ball's in our hands right now. We've been moving it all night. Let's go down and take the lead this time. No fumbles, no interceptions. Don't have any holding calls. We know we can move the ball on these guys.
Eagles fans heard from a little bit. Javonte Williams inside with a run. They keep the pile pushing forward for 4 yards to the 30-yard line. Seems to be some physicality from the Dallas side in the first 4 snaps after the delay.
Yeah, it's a really good job by the offensive line just getting in behind Williams and keeping that play alive. We've seen that a couple of times here tonight.
Push. The Cowboys getting it done with 3 guys named Tyler. Tyler Booker, Tyler Smith, Tyler Guyton, all first-round picks. All on that offensive front for Dallas. Good play may determine what the Cowboys season is like. Prescott pressure, got it away, and throws it low but complete to Ferguson. It'll be a gain of 5 yards. And safety Andrew Akuba was there and made the stop. It's 3rd and 1 coming up for the Cowboys.
Nolan Smith coming off the edge right there was supposed to be blocked by the backside guard pulling out, and yet wasn't able to get there. But I'll tell you, the way this game is going right now, I've got to think this is probably 4-down territory for the Dallas Cowboys. They've been running it very well.
In the gun, and they've essentially got the backfield emptied out. Prescott going to throw underneath, and Lamb's got the first down, and CD will take it to the 49-yard line with Zach Vaughn and Dory Jackson. Bring him down, but it's a first down for Dallas.
Great job as they bring pressure here. That's an easy throw to get in for Dak Prescott. And decided to throw a little pressure back at Dak on that one, and it just blew up in his face. So that's the 2nd or 3rd time tonight we have seen the Eagles, who didn't blitz a whole lot last year, but now they're almost being forced into it without Jalen Carter and some of the guys they had on this defense a year ago.
And to 100 yards. outside run Williams to the 8-yard line. Picked up about 3 in the final minute of this third quarter.
Yeah, the Cowboys have spent a lot of resources on this offensive line. Tyler Guyton, #1 pick. Tyler Smith, #1 pick. DB, a 3rd round. Tyler Booker, #1 pick. So they are trying to go back to the days of the Dallas Cowboys when they could turn around and hand the football to Emmitt Smith and let him go to work. And so far, at least in this game without Jalen Carter, they've been able to do it.
2nd and 7. Set it up for CeeDee Lamb, who's got some blocking, but on the inside, Philadelphia all over that, turns it into a loss, and Jordan Davis, who's had to play a lot in this one, comes up with a stop that'll make it 3rd and 10 for the start of quarter number 4. Only scoring a Philadelphia field goal, hour 4 weather delay in that quarter as well. But we go to the 4th with a tight game. Eagles 24, Cowboys 20, as you're watching the NFL kickoff presented by YouTube TV.
This is the time when the best show what they're made of. So show the city how it's done.
You got this.
She's learned to relax.
Not until I say she is.
What the hell?
Wow.
There are consequences for life being reinvention. Lives lost.
Oh, look, well, yeah. Real Brady Bunch vibe.
NBC's One Chicago. New October 2nd on Peacock.
What makes a carnival vacation fun? A little bit of everything for everyone. Like being this far above sea level, this deep in relaxation, dishing up delicious food. So no matter what you choose, no one does fun like Carnival.
Ready-to-eat meal delivery services are not created equal. At Factor, it's personal. Everything is done from scratch every single day. Nutrition and flavor is first and foremost when we create any dish. Sign up for Factor today and get 50% off your first box at factormeals.com.
In the wild, everything is always in front of you. Sauvage Lexia. Yo. At Mace's, the fragrance destination.
West of us, Link, it is a scene from earlier this week at the newly renamed Xfinity Mobile Arena, home to the Sixers and the Flyers. New name, new upgraded Wi-Fi network, 10 times faster. Thanks to Xfinity, for the Sixers and Flyers fans will enjoy that this season. We welcome you back to the NFL kickoff presented by YouTube TV, beginning quarter number 4, with the Cowboys facing 3rd and 10, down 4 to the Eagles. Pattern from Prescott throwing in the middle and traffic off the hands of Lamb and incomplete. A lot of traffic in there. They cannot connect. And Dallas will punch it away for the first time.
Monte Turpin got jammed at the line of scrimmage, and so he was unable to clear the space in the middle for CeeDee Lamb. Just good defense, not giving the free release. He was jammed up front, but then that just forced a lot of bodies into that area where CD was coming, and it went right through his hands.
First kick for Brian Anger. Jahan Dotson back to handle the punt returning. An NFL punt return, did it in college at Penn State. Signals 4, makes the fair catch. Right around the 13th for Philadelphia will take over. We're back at the link in 30 seconds.
In life, and in business. The goalposts often move. But at Accenture, we say game on. Because whatever goal you're heading for, together, we'll get there.
A.J. Brown's about to join the Philadelphia huddle. 42 plays rushed for the Eagles. Brown has not been targeted yet tonight. He's not had a game where he has had 0 targets. Hurts is 13 of 16 in the air, but 6 of those 13 completions to Dallas Goedert, his tight end.
I'll also say this, that we have seen Saquon Barkley in the second half, and in particular the fourth quarter of games, just having pounded all night long, break some big runs, and win football games for the Eagles.
Spread out here to the left. Hurts looks right. Cover comes back to Barkley. 20-yard line. Kair Elam down there. Melissa.
And like the Cowboys defensive players, when they're coming back onto the field after the weather delay, were yelling to each other, "Unleash us." Then we saw that quick 3 and out that they got, and they went to the sidelines after that. They were dancing. They were all smiles, and they said, "That is how you throw the first punch."
They did, to say the least, in the third portion of this game, if you will.
Well, and they started bringing some pressure, too, and I think that's what the players were talking about.
Second and 2, inside with Barkley, and that's again tied up with Marshawn Nealon. The second-round pick out of Western Michigan in his second year. Been around it a lot tonight.
He sure has, and that shows up as well. He had an issue with his knee last year, so you just wondered which Nealon we were going to see. The guy they obviously drafted him in the second round, you're expecting big things. And so far tonight, that's exactly what we've got, especially in the run game.
First push formation of the night. Play kept in the game, 3rd and 1. It's Hurts. Moves toward the line. Let's see where that spot comes in. And the initial indication from the down judge, Jay Bilbo, is to move the chains for a first down as those Eagles interior linemen peel themselves off the ground. First down, Philadelphia, of course, push in the news of the offseason. The vote to try to keep it out of the game, it was kept in by 2 votes.
There's the 4 guys. The strategy for the Cowboys was to come around here and knock off these 2 pushers and pull backwards on the legs of Hurts. Didn't work that time.
And we have a flag down. A couple of them in the secondary, probably too many Cowboys. Looks like a lot of silver helmets. So almost stopping Philadelphia. The Eagles get the first down on the ground. Now they'll have 1st and short to operate with here starting this 4th quarter.
Cowboys have had some chances. Had the one with the fumble down there. They had possession with a chance to go take the lead. As great as they played in the first half on offense, we haven't seen much here since.
So 1st and 5 for Jalen Hurts. And Barkley with the block from the tight end Branson. Yard shy of the first down. Looks like the mark will be 32-yard line.
Well, I remember the Eagles in this game, Ben Van Sumeren, their fullback, really was knocked out on the first opening kickoff, and so they're having to adjust, and now they've got Branson in there playing some fullback because they want to go with some power football.
A number that was just up there with you alluded to, Chris. Saquon, with all the rushing success over 2,000 yards last year, 2005, doing a lot of it after halftime. Here he is again. And Chris, it feels like Dallas is getting on that other side of the offensive line since the weather stoppage.
Yeah, and I think what we're seeing is just some stunts and some play inside. You could tell some of these guys, it's basically Solomon Thomas there just on the stunt, spun in and then spun back out and was able to make the play. The problem is you think your chances of stopping this tush push almost zero. But let's see again. They're going to fly off the edges and try to get the leg of Jalen Hurts after they whack those two pushers.
Second push from the powerful Hurts takes them to the first down at the 33-yard line. Again, the vote was 24 votes needed to get it out of the game. The vote was 22-10 at the league meetings.
And what is Mike Tyson saying? Everybody has a plan to get hit in the mouth.
Yeah,
that's kind of what the tush push does to you. And it's humiliating. And for the Dallas Cowboys, defenses just hate it when they can't stop the run. I'm telling you, it just eats at them. And right now, the Philadelphia Eagles are trying to just punch them time and time again. And that's how they win football games, especially late.
2 first downs with the tush push. Get it on the edge. Devontae Smith works back to the inside. And gain 7. Melissa.
Yeah, Mike, Jordan Mailata laughed as he told me his feelings were split 50-50 that the tush push wasn't banned this season, saying, I want to run it, but at the same time, I don't, because it's really hard. He acknowledged that the sheer mass on the offensive line is a huge part of the success, but that running it 2, 3, 4 times a game is taxing. He said, have the camera zoom in on my face after the 5th time. You'll see that excitement.
We got 3 to go. He's run it twice. Got it both times. Second and 3 as Araku off the edge. Uh-oh. Barkley the one-hand catch. Barkley the stiff arm. Barkley the first down. Offensive player of the year. On full display.
He was also voted the #1 player on that players poll. And look at the one-handed catch here coming across in the backfield. Reaches out that one hand, makes the play. Wasn't enough. Got a chip. Handled that. Makes somebody miss. There you go.
It's so good. So good. On the ground. Caught behind the line of scrimmage. A great read by James Houston with the Lions. Had a great run of sacks back in 2022. Was able to stay healthy or be impactful as an edge rusher. Made a good play there for a loss.
This guy had 8 sacks in 7 games as a rookie. And watch him go inside the block there of Mailata, and then still enough speed to get out and make that play. So they've got a lot of pieces here. That's what they said, Mike. They felt like the greatest depth they had on the team was at the edge.
Right.
And so maybe they could survive without Micah Parsons. I'm not sure they're making the same argument after this one, although that one helped.
Play clock was running down. Hurts forced to take Philadelphia's first time out of this second half. Comes at 8:26 to go with the Eagles +4.
Hi everyone, I am your new editor-in-chief. How many of you have written for a paper before? And tweet? You tweeted? I'm in a group text. Terrific. I hope it's not too disruptive to have me sort of shake everything up.
No, don't be so sophisticated.
This is the farmer's dog turkey. Apparently, this is also turkey. But only one actually looks like turkey. Since only one is gently cooked without the ultra-processing. And only one is human grade. Because good ingredients matter. But the best recipes call for so much more. Get 50% off your first box, available only at thefarmersdog.com.
$35 for 2 pizzas.
Don't overpay. Get Little Caesars Pizza deal instead.
It's an insane deal, humans. 2 large pizzas for $4.99 each.
Wow. Grab a slice, everyone.
I cannot, for I am but a hoofed creature, forever imprisoned to a life without opposable thumbs.
Bomber, hands are the best.
Get 2 large pizzas for $4.99 each. Online only. Little Caesars is the real deal.
Pizza. Gorka has a 97% customer satisfaction rating.
Wow. Our cats just love great customer service.
Customer service? Right.
They don't get this excited for wet food. You know?
No.
Get more than just savings. Get more with Geico. When Verizon gives you a free phone on any plan,
Gemini, show me the concealer.
you use AI a lot.
The long, thin tube in the bill.
Yes. Boyfriend of the year. Did we say a lot? We meant a lot.
Gemini, is my houseplant leaning away because it hates me?
Nothing personal. It's leaning away for more sunlight.
Come here. Gemini, any pointers on my downward dog?
But hey, it's the new Google Pixel 10 Pro, plus Google AI Pro for 6 months.
Oh, appreciate you.
How's that flu?
I got this. I don't got this.
You need Dayquil Intense Flu.
Undo your flu symptoms with Dayquil Intense Flu. You do got this. Dayquil Intense Flu, the daytime coughing, aching fever under your flu medicine.
Hey everyone, we have an all-new show tonight after the game. LL Cool J is here. Shay Gilgis Alexander, music from Rolling Green, and something fun from Saquon Barkley. Back to you, Mike and Chris.
All right, Jimmy. It's usually Jimmy Fallon time right now. We'll get to him after your local news. So Barkley's on the sideline for a moment. Landon Dickerson, the Pro Bowl left guard, is also out of the game for the moment. For Philadelphia, Brett Toth is in there at guard for Dickerson, who had a knee injury and then also was on their injury report with a back this week. 2nd and 14 for Hurts. Nothing open. Hurts escapes, chased by Williams, and throws it to the bench. And incomplete. Melissa, what about the Philly injury?
Yeah, so before the weather delay, we were watching Landon Dickerson. He came off the field grimacing in a ton of pain. The head athletic trainer and the orthopedic surgeon were looking at his lower back. They examined that. They used the massage gun. He never sat down. Remember, he only practiced 2 times this week because of that back. Now, after the weather delay, he did not participate in those warm-ups that they had on the field. He was stretching on the side. So certainly this is something that's bothering him.
Important piece of that offensive line, heading back. Big Dom, athletic training staff, Philly personnel. Big 3rd down here with 8:18 to go. Hurts, deep drop with time, throws complete, short of the 1st down. As Goddard is gang tackled again. Trayvon Diggs over there as well, right at midfield. Hurts looking over to the sideline with 4th and 4. And will they go?
With the way these offenses have been going, not in the second half, but before, you certainly are at least going to go hard count here and see what happens. But I think they're actually going for it. I don't think you want Dallas having the ball with 7 minutes to go and a chance to go win the game with their offense.
Offside would get my 1st down. And there is the delay again. So now they're trying to pin them with the punt. Interesting, after nobody could be stopped with all the scores every possession in that 1st half. We had the field goal to start the 2nd half and nothing since. And Brayton Mann trying to play keep away with Cavante Turpin, the uber dangerous return man for the Cowboys. Wow. Wobbler, tough to catch. Turpin can't get his hands on it. So well done by Brayton Mann. 2 good punts that Turpin couldn't return. One because of hang time, that one because of direction. Cowboys have it at their own 13. Past halfway here in the 4th. Philadelphia at home, +4.
Lowe's, our pro members always want more. That's why My Lowe's Pro Rewards gets you more. Like points on eligible purchases, member-only deals, and members get more with Lowe's.
When you're with Amex Platinum, you can enjoy the Centurion Lounge and access to incredible experiences worldwide. So being a fan for life turns into the trip of a lifetime. That's the powerful backing of American Express.
With hundreds of sales every week, eat well for less at Whole Foods Market.
Season 20 is Sunday night, being Orchard Park for the Bills and the Ravens. The latest version of the Sunday night anthem with Carrie Underwood, year 13 of her doing that. Look forward to seeing that right before kickoff for the Bills and Ravens on NBC. Prescott starting from his own 11. CD Lamb having a night out of bounds. First down right around the 23 as Lamb catches his 7th of the evening.
Yeah, we might be getting some entertaining action going on down there now because we're seeing CD matched up one-on-one against Quinyon Mitchell, and those are two of the really top-end players in the league. And let's see how much they stay with that.
From the 24, Williams inside, the pressure erases any hope. Jalen Hunt had it on a lot of this Philadelphia team this year with the penetration for the Lost Cup.
You see Hunt just jump right inside the block here and be able to make that play in the backfield. That was really big because it was starting to feel like Dallas might have a little something going. Put the hands all back in the hands of Dak now, and really feel like these receivers are going to have to go win the football game for Dallas if they're going to get it done.
Prescott setting it up to that left side. Turpin made one man miss, but no more than that. They were waiting for him with Buba, the safety, Campbell, the rookie linebacker. The first and second round picks combined there for Philly.
And once again, it's the pressure. It has been the difference really in this half. Vic Fangio has been consistently bringing pressure, that time from the linebacker position. Dak had to get rid of it. Now they're in third and long. That five-man pressure has really flipped this game here in the second half.
Third and 10, CD Lamb is standing on the end. And Dak, he pressured again. Floats it. Williams. 3 Eagles are there. And after a first down on the first play, Philadelphia's defense steps up. And Dallas will punch it away.
Yeah, and that time no good. This is just a 4-man pressure up here. This Cowboys offensive line has to be able to hold up. That was a fairly simple stunt. The rookie Tyler Booker was late getting off to make the play and simply forced Dak to throw it away sooner than he wanted to.
Ryan Anger kicks to Jahan Dotson. Hang time here. Dotson fair catch of a 48-yard kick at the 25-yard line. So the Eagles will have it. 4:43 to go. Can they run out the clock and clinch a victory on opening night?
This sandwich, it's a complete game changer. Hello, this is Mike, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Pretzel Cheddar Club is that juicy chicken with that toasty pretzel bun. From the first bite to the last bite, that bun, it's crispy, cozy, just amazing. With the pretzel bun, the Dijon mustard, and the chicken, you have those three things together, and it makes that sweet, savory kind of combination. It's everything that you love about food rolled into one. It looks phenomenal. It tastes great. It's delicious.
Your guest paid for their testimonial.
We know what America wants. Primo socks, baby! Yo, now, you should see the underwear I'm wearing. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?
Who, me? We're taking Prime back to a new level.
I know where you were birthmarks.
Now, Jorge, you get 2 minutes for looking too good.
With NFL Sunday Ticket and YouTube TV, Jason Kelsey can watch every game every Sunday all in one place. But how much NFL in one place can you handle? What have we done? NFL Sunday Ticket and YouTube TV. Every game, every Sunday, new users pay less.
Right now at the Home Depot, shop Labor Day savings on Whirlpool appliances. Get refrigerators with space for everything. And laundry that fans and tumbles even after it's done. So it's still fresh when you're ready to grab it, whenever that might be. Now at the Home Depot.
It is time for football.
Holy smokes! Wow! 4:43 to go as we come across midnight here in Philadelphia. That 64-minute weather delay. Cowboys have not scored in this second half. As Jerry Jones and the Cowboys, let's get a road victory in this opener against the defending champion Eagles. Gene sitting there as well. Philadelphia from the 24-yard line. With Barkley as the back, and those inside runs, Chris, have been shut down here in this second half, and add the absence of Dickerson to that now.
Man, look at all the defenders. The Dallas Cowboys, they're just going to come up and say, we're taking away Saquon Barkley. Look at this. The number of bodies up here, and they're all flying across the line of scrimmage. And don't forget now that Brett Toth is in there playing the other guard position. So if you're going to attack and maybe confuse the group that hasn't been in here together, you might rather attack inside right now rather than the edges.
Hurts first look covered, escaping left, and he goes out of bounds as well. Pushed there on the sideline. Williams was in pursuit. Looked like that hand was on him before he got to the white of the sideline. Third down coming.
Good call, and they need a good call right here, too. This is the biggest play of the game. Not often you get this offense backed up like this, and what we saw in the first half is when this happened, we got the scramble, and we got Jalen Hurts out making plays. Job one now is don't let him escape.
For the pattern, there's the flush, and chasing, it is caught after the catch. Dodson is stopped. Don Dodson hit at the 30 to Rob Black. Kyer Elam did all right here in his Cowboy debut. And Philly will punch it away with 3:35 to go.
Going to end up getting a loop around here. So as the scramble begins to happen, they've got accountability all the way across. Get the spy in that situation and able to go all the way across the field there to force the completed pass, but no first down.
A nice adjustment from Matt Eberflus, the defensive coordinator. Man has not let Turpin return it twice here. Sprinting to get his hands on that and cannot. And you can see his frustration. But do not forget the contributions of great men. 3 great kicks. 3:02 to go. 3 timeouts. Dak in Dallas down 4.
Adobe Acrobat Studio is on unlocking PDF spaces from AI tools, dragging research, dropping thoughts, AI pull insights from your docs. You did your thing, it's time to share. We let your team build from there. Then you can do that with the all-new Acrobat.
Do you want a dishwasher but only use it for storage or as a drying rack? Get better results than hand washing with your dishwasher and Cascade Platinum Plus. Your dishwasher does the work for you with temperatures up to 140 degrees. Too hot for hands. Some dishwashers even have a sanitizing cycle. Load pots, pans, and tableware at the bottom with plastic and glassware on top. Cascade Platinum Plus removes visible and invisible residue for virtually spot-free and shiny dishes. Switch to your dishwasher and Cascade Platinum Plus.
Looks like it's frying time, huh?
That's very soon.
That grimy film on your teeth is actually the buildup of plaque bacteria, which can cause cavities and lumps. And your toothpaste just isn't cutting it.
Most toothpaste quit working in minutes, but the antibacterial fluoride in Crest Pro Health protects for up to 12 hours.
So it can stop cavities before they start.
The #1 toothpaste brand in America. For even more protection, use with Crest Pro Health mouthwash. Crest.
Want to get the most out of one sheet? Grab Bounty. Bounty is made to be stronger and more absorbent. So while ordinary brands can't hold up, one sheet of Bounty keeps working even when wet. Get more done with one. Bounty, quick and bigger up. America's #1 trusted paper towel.
Chris, what are you thinking here? 3:02, Dallas down 4, all 3 timeouts.
I'm staying at 2 minutes. This is already a very thin defensive line. I don't want them substituting one time until I get to the 2-minute warning. And I want those guys out there playing, but plenty of time. The Cowboys can run the ball. They can do anything they want.
Monte Williams, the back. Caught by Ferguson. Out of bounds with Zach Bond covering at the 23-yard line. You talk about the absence of Carter inside. Jordan Davis is on the field a lot. Ferguson, terrific. Full one-handed grab there.
Sure was. That was a gutsy throw on the part of Preston Scott as well, but a good drive starter for them. We may have to see Dak run the football a little bit here too before it's done.
Handcuffed by the snap. As he throws, almost intercepted. Whoa, that was times 3. Snap, pressure, and near pick.
Good catch, and then he threw it into traffic one more time, and CD flipped, and Quinyon just about should have had it. Should have been game over.
3rd and 5. Four-man pressure. Picked up. Scott throw is caught by George Pickens at the sideline. First down, Dallas at the 38.
One thing you always see out of Pickens is he extends his arms to make catches. If he did not here, he would have had that ball stripped out of his hands. But as he is able to stretch out, it's why you see him make so many of those contested catches, because he extends the arms and makes the play.
For a second with the officials. Now they let it go here. Got out of bounds. Looks like the clock was stopped. To 47. Prescott looking middle, cover coming downfield for a winner. CD couldn't hang on. Ricochet to Blankenship's head. It's incomplete.
What a throw by Dak Prescott, and it hits CD right in the hands. That's two. That's two in the second half that he has not been able to hold on to.
Second and 10. Time. Traffic. That throw is incomplete. That one was in harm's way for Luke Schoonmaker. Cooper DeJean. Second year. Nickel.
Right now, the Eagles are just coming with that four-man pressure. And for CeeDee Lamb, he's sick. He had a chance to flip this game with a play that was tailor-made for him. He just doesn't drop those balls.
Prescott up and open, comes back underneath. Williams, the nice catch. Decision time. Shot of the 45. Need to get to the 48. Goes in on the 2-minute warning. What do they do?
I think you go for it.
Jump the ball right away here.
They still have all 3 timeouts remaining and the 2-minute warning if they get this play off in time. Try to get the cheaper too.
Yep. Let's take it down to the 2-minute warning. See if they can leave out the 3-5 with the offside. That'll reset to 2 as we hit the 2-minute warning here in Philadelphia. We had points on the first 8 drives. We've only had points on one of the last 6 as Dallas tries to work it down to needing a touchdown to take the lead here.
Most bizarre game, hasn't it? It's like it couldn't stop anybody in the first half. The second timeout killed them all. I mean, really, and to some extent, you got to give the defensive guys credit. They came back made some adjustments. But anytime you're in week one, you're exhausted anyway.
Right, that's right.
You're just exhausted. You haven't played a game that's this long, and you've had those 2 breaks. And I think it probably, with Landon Dickerson, hurt the Eagles more than anybody because you have a tight back. You go in there, and it's a bigger issue.
Physically and mentally, everybody's kind of wiped out. Here after midnight, fans are still in it. They'll be loud. What are you looking here for?
We haven't seen Dak run one time in this ball game. If you go spread, he would have an opportunity to pick this first down up. We haven't seen him run though.
2-minute warning gives the Eagles pass. Rush a chance to recharge. 4th and 3.
They're bringing pressure, at least showing it.
And they are bringing it. And Prescott lofting it. CD couldn't bring that one in either. 3rd time in the half. Eagles take over on down.
Dak knew what he was doing. And as soon as they brought the pressure, here come the blitzers. They were going to come get him, which meant one-on-one on the outside. Who's your best player? And here it comes. Hard catch, but catchable. Tough catch.
Yeah, tough one.
Tough
There
catch.
you go. The game not over, although CD just so frustrated with what has happened since the break. A couple of opportunities. Again, Dallas, all 3 timeouts can get the ball back if they can. Now Philly with about a minute 20 or so to go. Trying to stop Barkley, tracked down from behind. Once again. Sam Williams off the edge, in on the play. CD Lamb heading towards the medical tent here as the Cowboys take the first time out. At 150.
I don't know what happened to CD, but Dak Prescott has to be a little sick of the opportunities that have been presented that they have not converted on.
This is the first one in that drive.
They had the one on the crossing route.
Yeah.
And that is just a tough catch.
Yes.
That's a tough play. That one doesn't go down in the drop category for me.
Second down coming up. Philadelphia again stopped on a first down run, which has been one of the themes since. It's a break.
Really has been, but CD's going to catch one pretty soon, so you got to get first down here.
Dallas must get it done here. They're going to throw on second down with Hurts. It is complete to A.J. Brown. His first target, he stays in bounds with momentum. Forcing Schottenheimer use his second timeout before 3rd and 2. And these knowledgeable fans know they've been quiet for AJ. He gets up on the board with a grab and a key moment.
You know, it's really interesting coming up to this next one. That ball is a yard and a half. Or so short. Is this the opportunity now where you just push it twice and you go, we're going to win the game with our best play? May not be able to get it the first time, but I haven't seen him stop him for a yard or yard and a half yet.
On target to Brown. 7 of the 19 completions to receivers here tonight.
Well, also remember Landon Dickerson not in there, and you're making the transition from Mekhi Becton from a year ago.
Jeffrey Lurie, the owner of the Eagles, watches as well. Third and 2, the Eagles have it spread out. Trying to get a first down to close it out. And they go empty.
Better spy.
Hurts looking to take off. Hurts has the first down. Jalen Hurts does it with his legs. Which took care of those early drives. Dallas takes their final timeout.
When you go empty, you just have so many bodies in here. I thought they might be spying right there, but they did not. They set the tight end down. To get right in front of Sanborn, but when you go empty against the Philadelphia Eagles, you just know what's coming. When the money is on the line, when the game is on the line, Jalen Hurts is going to run the ball. Everybody knows it, and they still can't stop.
Like you said, third downs. Third downs, and he is taking care of business on third downs tonight. Chevrolet postgame coming up. Melissa interviews the stars of the game. We'll look ahead to our Sunday night game in Orchard Park. All Philadelphia needs to do is not have a disaster with the snap, and they'll get an opening night win. Shoving there as Williams went into Calcaterra, the tight end. It started chipping, it ends on edge.
Throw them out.
CD Lamb. And the Cowboys put up a good fight here on opening night. God, one of those, he knows he's made some of those plays before. Probably will pretty darn soon again as well. And not tonight.
So is hurt. I mean, this was a great opportunity for the Dallas Cowboys. A great opportunity to come in here and knock off the world champs. And, right? And Schottenheimer knows that this was a missed chance from stars and playmakers that ordinarily make those plays.
And on opening night, Philly Dallas delivers. Champs get win one. Coaches exchange greetings. We'll see each other. Week 12 in Arlington, but win one of the season. Who's the team that won the last one last season? Took a while, got testy, and in the end, the champs get the win. Eagles by 4. Chevrolet postgame coming up right after these messages.
You hit your personal best. Vow to never rest. Weekends that the rec leagues, home runs in the big leagues. After heartache and pain, trust experts with your game. The University of Miami Sports Medicine Institute is ready to help you recover your game.
At FPL, we plan for storm season all year